Good evening, everybody. we we are live already, and I want us to. So I want to know if we are hearing me. If you are not hearing me clearly, please indicate. Tonight we are going to do just as normal as we have been doing before. We are going to start from data cleaning, and after cleaning, we are going to proceed to other things that are involved. So stay tuned. And most of us that are just new, I want you to follow the link and then join us. Please, I've posted the link severally on our WhatsApp group. Please check. So it will be of a great joy to me that every one of us are concentrating at the same time, having fun to learn more about our data analysis training. This is something very great. Today we have our brother Tokumbo joining us also on this particular training. So it is really, really, really exciting. So I want every one of us to start to click through the link and then have access to the to the group. If you're having problem with the link, please let me know. Tonight, I don't want any one of us to be disappointed. I want us to be on the same line, having fun and then learning at the same time. And remember, our learning is not just all about learning. We are learning at the same time. We also have to go into assignment. So if you are joining us, please indicate if you are online with me. Please indicate if you have already joined. I want to thank Mr. Omonmi for being a good and for being a good and patient on this group. Welcome, Mr. Momi. I'm very grateful. And most especially, I want to thank you for your patience. I want to thank you for always be there for us and at the same time making it possible for us to still be together. Because if it happened to be some people, I believe by now they might be looking at it that we don't want to deliver. But I'm grateful that we are still together. And I am assuring you that we are going to have the best at the end of the lecture. And as I've promised already, this is going to be practical. And I want to know if there is any one of us having issue from joining this particular group. If you're having issue from joining our live section, please indicate on our WhatsApp group here. Please, I want to know, are we all ready? Are we all on the group? Are we all ready to proceed? Please, I don't know if you're already on the live sections. Please, I want to know if you're having problem. So so don't you are you not with system or any other means of joining? It's okay. It's okay. So please, some of us are still having some issue from joining. Please, I want us to work together tonight. I think some of us are having some issue. Okay, I believe we are all in right now. So let's see what we're going to do together. And one more thing I want to know if we are having issue of audio or issue of video. Please, I want to know. Is there anybody here having issue of audio or whatever? Please indicate before we proceed. Let me see your hands up if you are having issue with audio. If you can hear me clearly, please. So now let's proceed. Now, based on what I have already told you people, we are going for practical tonight, and it is not it is not going to be something you won't be able to do by yourself, because I'm going to analyze it and make it more clearer, whereby we'll be able to have a clear understanding of what data analysis is all about. First of all, I want to introduce us to what data analysis is all about. Data just analysis is just the process of analyzing data so that we can make a future uh, decisions based on product or company production system. Are you getting me? So now, tonight, as we have already been into most of those introduction before, so now what we are going to look into, we are going to take it just the way it has been before. We'll have to start from our data cleaning, because when we talk about data analysis, you must first of all, as a data analyst, clean your data and make sure you have an accurate data. So that gives you an edge whereby you will be able to do some certain things without having an error. But if you are to work on a data or to analyze the data without cleaning it, it might happen to give you some error, and which may lead to a kind of a error in decision making for your company or for your product or business. So that is the reason why in every aspect of data analysis, you must be very good in cleaning data. So when we talk about data cleaning, we are talking about what we can do to make our data look as perfect as it's supposed to be. So right now, tonight, we are going to be talking about Microsoft Excel. We're going to use Microsoft Excel to analyze, to clean and then to analyze our data. And not only Microsoft Excel, as we proceed into the advanced data analysis, we are going to use more software such as Power BI and also Tabula. So, and we are also going to be working with MySQL. So most of us that are web developer, I believe that will be of a added advantage because I actually enjoy working with MySQL. So I am actually using Microsoft Excel right now because of a lot of features. There are great features in this particular system that I believe we are going to be looking into. So now I want us to just jump into the process of analyzing our data according to how we want it to be. And I'm going to take this procedure one by one, whereby I believe we are all going to make a kind of clear understandings of what we are about to do. And remember, not just only that, we are also talking about um, we're also talking about some other features that are in Microsoft Excel. But for now, let's just look at some functions that we are going to be using for our data cleaning. So most of us that have been on this program before, that have started with us, because right now I am starting afresh, and not just starting afresh. As I'm starting this way, we are going to do the data cleaning and we are going to do the analysis in some basic format. But as time goes on, we are going to proceed to the other level. So now let's start from our first column here. We have our column here, column A. As we all know, I don't know if we all have an idea of what Microsoft Excel is all about. If we don't, let me just give you a simple explanation of Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet application package software that is actually being used for mathematical operations, and also it is also very good for data analysis. So now tonight, this is the program or the software or application package software we're going to use for our data cleaning and also for analysis. So first of all, let's look into our dates here. We have some issue with dates. We are going to start from here and then jump into column B, then column C, and then see if we have any error in any of these columns, we are going to rectify them and then make sure we have a very good and clear data to be analyzed so that we have an error or issue of 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 uh, uh, on clean data. So now, right now, let's look into the date. If you look at this date we have here, some are displaying number instead of a date format. And what if this is happening? Some people might not know if this is actually date because as you can see, I have one here that is giving us 44375. So this is actually not giving us a date format, which is not proper. So under this particular circumstance, we want to correct this particular error by going through the necessary procedure that is required. So what are we going to do about this? We first of all need to select that particular column. After selecting that particular column, we navigate to our home menu from the menu bar. Then under home, we navigate to general. this general box here. After navigating to general, we click on date. As you can see, we have two dates here. We have the short date, we have the long date. Short date is just a normal date that give you the normal day, month, and then year. So why this other one give us a clear versions of a date, as in including September if it happened to be September, or including March in full if it happened to be March, according to just the way the date is. So now we are going to pick this short date because that is what we have on our data right now. So let us click. So after clicking on that date format, you can see all data under all dates under column A are all formatted and they are now seen as a date, a clear date. They are no more in number format. So that is for that. And then moreover, if you look at our data properly, you will find out that most of our informations are not actually clear. We can't see them clearly. So we want to do auto fix. Are you getting me? To do auto fix, we are going to navigate to the top here on this arrow. Then we will click. What does this mean? We want to click to select everything. So if we click to select everything, then the next thing we should be doing is to come on onto any of the line here and then make sure this particular mouse pointer change to cross. Are you getting me? So once it change to cross, we double click. So now let's practicalize this. I have placed my mouse button here, then I click. After clicking, you can see on the screen that the entire cell has been selected. So under this particular circumstance, what do we do next? We just come into one of the edge of the column here, then we do what? We double click. So after double clicking, you can see some of those information that were not clear are not being visualized properly, as in the date that we have here is actually being visualized properly. And also the information we have in column C is actually visualized properly. So that is also one of the area that we need to do. We need to also follow up so that we can have a clear view of a data we are working on, so that if there is any misplacement or any that incorrect data, we should be able to have a clear view of it. So now what next we are going to do is our column B. Under our column B, there is something I am seeing, and I believe we are all seeing it too. So we have FB in lowercase, and we have Amazon in uppercase. Now, under this particular system, I want us to make everything look unique, as in making all to be cap lock or uppercase. That is great. But before we do that, you can see we have some spaces here. We have some spaces, some lines are here. Because if we should have line here, information from the top to this end of the line can only be selected or apply a kind of info or apply a command to without getting to the one under row 14 here. So this is column C, and then this is row 13. Under row 13, we have a space, which is not proper. If we have such things, we might not have accurate result of the data we are analyzing. So based on this fact, we need to eradicate those spaces. It is not okay for us to have a space at the middle of our data. So that's why we need to also follow some procedure to eradicate this. What do? We navigate to our home. Then after navigating to our home, we are going to go into find and select. Now, under Find and Select, we are going to click on Go to Special. So when we click on Go to Special, what are we looking for? We are going to space. as in a blank space. So if we are working on a blank space or we are going to blank space, we select blanks. Are you getting me? So when we select blanks, we click on OK. If we click on OK, then we should have this information selected all. So can we do that again? Now I place my mouse cursor here, and then I navigate to home. Then under home, I navigate to find and select. Then under find and select, I navigate to go to spaces. So under go to space, I click on blank. Then I click OK. So here we are again. It has been selected. So let's see if there is any other one here. So after this has been selected, all we need to do is for us to delete this particular line spaces that we have here. So now let's click on delete by navigating to our home. Then under home, we navigate to delete under home. Then that is all. Now we have deleted the space. So if now we are to apply a command on any of the row or columns here, we should have a complete view or activeness of each of the data that we apply a command on. That is because there is no more spaces or line between the first lines of data and the second set of data and then the third set of data, which the line has already been indicated. So now let's see what we can do next. What we are going to do next now is this uppercase. We want to change the lowercase to and want to make everything unique under column B. So how do we do that? We are going to use a function. We are going to use a particular function to correct this error. So what function are we going to? We're going to use the upper function. Are you getting it? So upper function is actually good for us to make our data a kind of uppercase. To change from lower to uppercase, you can use that particular upper functions. So how do we apply this? First of all, before we can apply this, we need to insert a new column into our data. So importing as in inserting a new column is all about giving a kind of room for you to have a new column. I mean, blank column where you can actually perform all the necessary functions you want to perform. Then you now move it to the appropriate column you want it to be. So now that is what we are going to do. And this is a column B. If you want to insert a column that is going to work with column B, you do that on column C. So what do? We right click on column C, then from the right click pull down menu, we click on insert. This is going to give us a new column, name column C. Now, that is for that. So now, after having this done, what do we do next? We are going to enter the formula. When you want to perform any mathematical operation or any formula in Microsoft Excel, remember you must first of all press the equal to sign from your keyboard. When you press the equal to sign, it gives Microsoft Excel a kind of notifications that you want to perform mathematical or sub functions on the on the cell you are working on. So that is just the way it is. So after indicating that, what do we do next? We enter the functions. What function are we using? We are going to use upper function. So now, when we type upper from our keyboard, already I haven't finished typing it, but I've seen it display here. So what do we do to import or to insert this into our formula? We need to press the tab key from our keyboard. So after pressing the tab key, you can see the formula has already been set according to the Microsoft Excel instructions of performing this particular function. So what do we do next? We want to indicate where we are performing this function from. Like if you look at this properly, you find out that we have row 2 here, and then we have column C here. So what do? We are going to enter C2, which indicate that we are working on what? On row 2, then column C. So after doing that, we press enter from our keyboard. Sorry. So let's do that again. I think there was some error on the distance. So let's enter our equal to sign. Then the next thing we do, we enter our upper. Then after entering our upper, what are we entering? We enter our there are month references from that. Even okay. Now that can be C2. What could be the problem? C2. That's sorry. I think it should be B2 because what we are working on is not C. We are only using C to perform the operations that we want to work on. What we are working on is B, so we should be using B2. Sorry. So now we press enter. So after pressing enter, as you can see, we have our FB in uppercase. So what we do next? We need to actually give our heading back here. So what heading are we giving? We are giving tick card, which is the heading that we have there initially. So now that is the heading. After giving this heading, we want to populate this information, this data we just have on our results here onto every other row. Are you getting me? So to make that possible, we place our mouse button, our mouse cursor here, then we double click to populate it downward. So if you look at it now, FB, and then MM, whatever, they are all here. So that is just the way it is. This data we have here, now we can use it to replace what we have in column B. But we can't just do this because this data is not actually real. They are not real. So because they are just formula. They are not real. So if now we are going to make this data real, what we need to do is for us to select this particular column and then right click and then do what? We copy. After copying, then we right click again and then we paste. After pasting, then this information or data has become real. They are no more fake. They are no more function. They are no more formula. So they are now become real data. So being a real data, what do? We are going to eradicate this that we just worked on because it is not necessarily needed. So based on that fact, what do? We right click on this column B, then we do go onto delete from the pull down menu, then we delete that particular column. Then the column C that we work on will represent our column B because column B is no more available. That is, the initial column B is no more available. So that is just the way it is. So if as I'm looking at it right now, I feel we are flowing because it is really interesting and I love it. I feel happy whenever I am doing something like this. And I want you to feel the on the system. I I think it was a kind of network issue. So please, I want you to bear with us and let's proceed again. So according to what I was saying here, we have our data here right now, and we actually have some issue with our data. And what issue are we talking about? We are talking about this particular area of data that are actually not that accurate. And under this particular circumstance, what do we do to make it accurate? Last time we talked about the trim function. So that's the same thing we are going to make sure of. So first of all, we are going to right click on this, and then after right clicking on D column, then we insert. After inserting, then we perform our operation here. So remember, you press the equal to sign, and then you type your trim. After typing trim, then what you do next, what and what are you trimming? We should be trimming from C2. Yes, that should be C2. C2. Now, after entering that, we press enter. So after pressing enter, we see this information is more of inaccurate format. So let's navigate and then move it downward also. So that is it. You see, this is very, very accurate. So what do we do? Let's change the heading. The heading should be name. Then after changing the heading, we are going to make this data read because right now the data is not free. So we copy, then what next we do? After copying, we paste. After pasting, then the data become read. Now what we need to do is for us to remove this, delete this out of the way. So next also is our open price, our high price, our low price. So we are going to do something on all this. So what do we do? We don't have a numeric on a open price, which it should be currency. So if it should be currency, definitely we need to make sure we apply that currency on this particular information or data that required applying currency on. So what currency, how do we apply currency? All we need to do is for us to navigate to home, then under home we navigate to general, under general we navigate to currency. So we click on currency. So now as you can see, we have dollar sign. So it depends on the country where you are working from. So but for now, my Excel is set based on dollar. So the same thing we are going to do on this, which is higher. Simple is on currency. And this also, we are going to do the same thing here. Is also going to be on currency. So also on closing is going to be on currency. So this other one, which is volume, will be based on number. So that is just the way it is. After making this happen, then the next thing we want to do is for us to convert our data to table. Right now, we only have a date table in Microsoft Excel format. Those table lines you see here are not real. You need to make sure you convert this to table so that at the end of the day, you can have a better table look. But before we do that, we still need to check if there is any issue of duplicate. Because if there is issue of duplicate and you are doing some mathematical operations, nothing is going to work out. There will definitely be an error because you don't know if there's something wrong on one or two of these things. So what we need to do is to place our mouse cursor in one of the cells here. Then what we need to do next is for us to check if there is a duplicate. First of all, let us navigate to our conditional formatting. Our conditional formatting there we have to check if there is a duplicate by navigating to highlight cell rules. So now under highlight cell rule, we click on the pull out menu, and then under the pull out menu, we click on duplicate value. So we click on duplicate value, and then say duplicate value light red fill with dark red text. So we click on OK. So it seems we have a duplicate here. Let me check. Let me still check. Let me still check. Do we have duplicate? We want to find out if you have duplicate. Uh, okay. I think we have duplicate, but if we should go on based on this, we will delete a lot of things. So let's take it by by no. We don't need to look into duplicate under this particular file because right now, look at the information we have here. We have a lot of duplicate. We have Amazon, and other that are here. So let's just forget about the duplicate. We'll be talking about duplicate in other file that we are going to be cleaning because we are not just going to clean only this. We are going to clean other type of data too. So now let's navigate and then give our table command. So now we want to convert this to a table. So what do we do to do that? We press Ctrl plus T from your keyboard. Then it indicates that where is the data for your table. This is where the data is, just the way it is on there. It has already selected all. And they said my table has a header. It is compulsory that you select this so that you can have a header format on your table. So click on OK. After clicking on OK, now this is the header of the table, and then these are other information that involve. So what do we do next? After having this done, the next thing we need to do is for us to format our table. This is where you can format your table. You can actually click to check other information, other formats that are available. So you click, and then if you pick any one you prefer or you like, so the next thing you need to do is for you to decide which one do you prefer. So I pick this. Will it be okay with us? So I pick this. This is a little bit okay. So after doing this, what next do we need to do? We want to analyze the open, high, and low and close. So for us to do that, we need to select what we want to analyze. I know we have done this before, but we still need to make it also available. But before we do that, do you think we should make a total of this row to have the total of this row? So if you want to make that possible, it's just for you to select that particular row and then navigate to design, and under design we click on total row. So clicking on total row, it gives us the total amount of row. So this is where it gives us a total amount, a total symbol automatically, a total write-up. And then after that, it gives us the total amount of what we have here. Are you getting me? So this is just the way it is. This is how Microsoft Excel works. It works in a very marvelous and wonderful way. I didn't type this. It actually inputted it by itself. And it calculates from here to here and gives us the volume, the total of the volume of what we have here. So now, let's navigate and do one more thing. So what are we doing? What we are going to do right now, we want to analyze this based on bar chart. Are you getting me? So for us to do that, we select that particular column we want to analyze, then we navigate to our home. Then under home, we navigate to conditional formatting. So under conditional formatting, we navigate to bar chart, and then we pick anyone that is more preferable for us. So I think this should be okay. So we click. And what are we analyzing? We want to analyze the highest open price among this price we have here. Right now, we don't know where the highest open price is. We don't know where the lowest open price is. So by doing this, we are going to indicate to know which one is the highest and which one is the lowest. So now, to know the highest and the lowest, we are going to short this particular information. For us to make that possible, what we need to do is for us to click on this filter button. Then under the filter dialog box, we select sort largest to smallest, which we have already done. So if you look at this information here, what we have here happen to be the highest. The same thing is applicable to this. Let's sort this, and then later we apply our this also, this is the highest. And then here we want to know also not just the high, you want to know the lowest. So if you want to know the lowest, what do we do? We say sort from smallest to largest. So we click on this. So it will give us the lowest on this. So how do we do all this? It's just for you to select any of this column you want to apply. You now After selecting, you navigate to wherever you want to do what you want to apply the command from, which is our home. Then under home, we navigate to conditional format. Then we navigate to our command that we want to, which is data bar. Then we click on this. I prefer this. This one is more preferable. So now, after clicking on that, we navigate to here, and then we want to sort from largest to smallest. We select this. It's still the same thing. So you can see how it is. So tonight, we don't want to take much of our time, but it is just very great that we need to understand most of these things and how they work. Let's also apply the bar or the color, the data bar here, or color scale. So I'm applying color scale on this high. So by so doing, I navigate here and then I click on this. That is for color scale. So now under this particular one, I'm going to apply bar, data bar. So by so doing, we do the same thing, just the way we have already done on that other one. So yes. So now you can see the data become very, very accurate. This is the highest, lowest price. This is the highest, highest stock. This is the highest open price. So that is just the way it is. As for the closing, also let's look into it and also analyze it. Let's navigate to our conditional formatting. Then let's first of all pick our color. Then after picking our color, then we also navigate back there, and then we pick our bar. Then I think this is okay. This is great. So that's just the way it is. If you look at it properly, you can see that most of those data look like they are equal. There are just few slight differences that are on this. Look at it from up to down. You can actually see the information just the way it is because we don't have much data here. So this is just all about analyzing this. After this, we are going to be looking into more that is not just of analyzing based on our table. We are going to look into analyzing based on pivot table. So analyzing with pivot table will be our next class that we are going to work on. There is one of our students that I believe is not concentrating with us. A new guy that just come in is not with us. I don't know if he's having a network problem or if there is something happening. And then most of us, we have passed through this level. I am returning back to this because I want other people that have not, that doesn't have experience of what we have learned before, because I know we have given some assignment based on this before. So most of us have something to do about it, and we have submitted some assignments. So if there's anything that I have done here that you have not done your assignment, you can quickly add that. So tonight we are going to end it here. Then next we are going to be looking into analyzing our data with pivot table. That will be another class by next tomorrow. God bless you. Thank you for attending this great class. I really appreciate. Most especially, I appreciate our brother, Mr. Omomi. He has been with us and we have been working hand to hand to make sure we bring this course to this particular level. But based on the fact that some of our people, of some of the candidates on our group were saying, "Wait, please, wait, please. I'm going to call. I'm going to do some necessary this for me to join," but most of them are not responding. And most of our people that are already been on the group were having persons. And this, most of these people I'm talking about, I look at one of them and I actually respect them, Mr. Mommy. Thank you very much for also attending this class tonight. And I'm really, really, really happy that we have this done today. Next, we are going to talk about private table. So we end it tonight. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us. God bless you all. Amen.